So I found April 2021 Reader's Digest already marked up. So we're going to probably do this tonight, and I don't know if we're going to do all of it because there's a lot of good points of light, but we'll start it anyway. Okay, the quotable quotes in the Reader's Digest. I want to make music that helps because that's the way I help. I'm not a doctor, I'm not a lawyer, I don't work in the government. I make music. Lizzo the musician. Put all your eggs in one basket and then watch the basket. Andrew Carnegie, an industrialist. I started out reading as an escape, then a chore, then a habit, then a luxury. Only now do I realize what a necessity it is. Phoebe Waller-Bridge, the writer-actor. We either make ourselves miserable or we make ourselves strong. The amount of work is the same. Carlos Castaneda, anthropologist. I decided to learn to play the drums, which is the best medicine for me, at least maybe not so much for those around me. Bubba Wallace, the NASCAR driver. Hope is bold. It can look beyond personal convenience, open up a grand idea or ideals that make life beautiful and worthwhile. Advance along the paths of hope. Pope Francis. When I show my daughter she can be anything she wants to be, she wonders why I ever thought she couldn't. Candace Parker, the athlete. People can't drive you crazy if you don't give them the keys. Mike Bechtel, the author. And the point to ponder? We lift our gazes not to what stands between us, but what stands before us. We close the divide. We know to put our future first. We must put our differences aside. We lay down our arms so we can reach out our arms to one another. We seek harm to none and harmony for all. Amanda Gorman, the poet. Okay, next point of light. We found a fix. The anti-proof for pet dishes. Spring, lots of nifty, thrifty, such as flowers and baseball, but it's also the welcome seasonal pests, such as ants that crawl toward the available food sources, including your pets, and protect your dog or cat bowl by setting it in a pan of water. Not only will the water act as the moat that deters potential ant invaders, but it also the pets can slurp away whenever they need a drink. Now that's inventive, I'll give you that much, but I don't see me leaving a pan of water around the dog food. I just don't. Number 2, one topping for an instantly healthier burger. In a study from UCLA found that topping a burger with half a HASS avocado helped alleviate negative effects red meat has on your heart. Loaded with omega-3s, avocado reduces the restricted blood flow in the arteries and the inflammation that occurs in hours after eating red meat. 3. De-stink a funky wooden spoon. Cleaning. Do tonight's brownies taste like yesterday's stir-fry? The culprit might be the wooden spoon you're using. Cooks Illustrated tested several cleaning agents, including baking soda, water, detergent, vinegar, bleach, and lemon, and found that since its baking soda is water soluble and easily absorbed, it's easy to neutralize organic acids soaked up by wooden utensils. To protect them from lingering food residue, wipe down and clean wooden utensils with olive oil and pop them into a 350-degree preheated oven for 2 minutes. 4. Fix tomato sauce with a carrot. Food. If you already spent 30 minutes stirring Nana's secret sauce, only to realize it's a bit too acidic for Nana's taste, carrots balance the acidity in tomato sauce by adding a subtle sweetness to the mix. Just remember to remove before serving. Now again, these are finding a fix for 9 tricks to improve your life. So here's number 5. Last call for stimulus checks. Money. Since the 1,200 spring 2020 stimulus payments were based on 2019 tax returns, if you didn't have updated or any information on record with the IRS, don't file tax returns due to low income, you may have been left out to receive a full check for less than the full amount. So the IRS announced the recovery rebate, which you can now claim the tax season using your Form 1040 or 1040 SR. You'll receive the amount you missed in the form of the increased tax refund or a decrease in the amount you owe to the taxes. Number 6. Keep your trash bag fitted to the can in the home. Does the plastic shopping bag lining your kitchen or bathroom can keep falling in no matter what? Attach a pair of plastic adhesive wall hooks, the kind you might stick by the door to hang your keys, upside down. Outside the can, loop the bag handles underneath to keep the bag in one place. Makes for easy removal too. Number 7. Pick the fastest grocery line. Shopping. Dan Meyer, the chief academic officer at math software company DMOS, estimates that in a standard checkout line, each item takes 3 seconds to scan, and the rest of the transaction, niceties, paying, etc., takes 41 seconds. So one overloaded person with 100 items will take less than 6 minutes to be rung up, while 4 people with 20 items will take around 7. In other words, you're better off behind the one customer with an overflowing cart than behind a line of less encumbered express shoppers. Hide from Google Street View. This is the tech. Google Street View has its perks, but the idea that anyone anywhere can get a good look at your home is a tad big brother. To fix, pull up your street view, pull up your address in the street view. Click the 3 vertical dots on the toolbar and choose Report a Problem. Then select the option to blur your home, license plate, or face, and drag the red box over to the part of the view you want to obscure. Submit, and anonymity is yours. Unstick a bumper sticker on your auto. Have you ever put a bumper sticker on your car and later realized that you're a mercurial being in a constant state of reinvention and want to remove it? Then dampen the sheet of newspaper with warm water, lay it over the bumper sticker for 15 minutes, and when the paper is disintegrated, you'll be able to wipe it and the bumper sticker away in just a few swipes. That's pretty cool. Okay. Laughter is the best medicine. God is speaking to Moses. I've got good news and bad news. Moses, give me the good news first. God, the good news is that you have been chosen to deliver people from bondage. I will force the Pharaoh to free the people by sending plagues of locusts, frogs, darkness, devastation, and more. The Pharaoh's armies will chase you all the way to the Red Sea. But don't worry, I will help you part the waters to aid your escape. So what's the bad news? God, you have to prepare the environment impact statement. Submit by Robert Strand from Springfield, Missouri. A husband and a wife go to see a marriage counselor. At the start of the session, the counselor asks them what the problem is. The wife starts listing every issue the couple has ever had during the 15 years they've been married. She goes on and on. When she finally is done, the counselor gets up and embraces the woman and kisses her passionately. The woman is stunned. The counselor returns to the husband and says, "That is what your wife needs at least 3 times a week. Can you do that?" The husband thinks for a moment before he replies, "Well," he says, "I can bring her here on Monday and Wednesday, but on Fridays I gotta golf." BoulderTherapist.com. There it says, I finally make enough money to be able to put a TV in each of my room of my home. I live in a studio apartment. Submitted by Louis Sapia from Weehawken, New Jersey. And they show these cute nature bloopers where there's a parrot and he's got his foot up in front of the other parrot's face. It says these are comedy wildlife photographers recognize nature's silent and silliest moments captured by posterity. We wrote equally silly captions for the recent finalist. And the 2 parrots, it says, "Talk to the hand, sweetheart," and they're lovebirds. And this one lion looks like he's got his paw in front of his face, so he's whispering something to the other lion. And he says, "Can you believe what he's wearing?" It says, "Mom, this is so embarrassing," and it shows one otter being, it looks like cleaned by the other otter. And then they show a squirrel in the middle of the field, or a chipmunk, and underneath it says, "I've got to be me." So cute. Moving on. Okay, we're not doing too bad. Fantastico, top folk remedies around the world. We ask Reader's Digest editors of international editors to share the popular home health treatments, and here are the ones that check out with scientific research. In Portugal, garlic for warts, corns, and calluses. In Portugal, garlic isn't just for flavoring food. Many people use it to get rid of corns and calluses, the thickening and the hardening of the skin at the pressure points on the hands and feet, and the warts, the small growths caused by human papillomavirus or HPV that can cause any of them to occur on the body. In fact, research from 2005 published in the International Journal of Dermatology showed that all the warts treated with a garlic extract disappeared within 2 weeks, and the corns disappeared from 80% of the subjects after they appeared about 80% for the subjects for 3 weeks. Garlic capsules could also improve some overall antibiotic protection. The evidence that it works? The main component of the garlic, which is allicin, is said to have topical antibacterial effects, but be careful not to allow raw garlic to touch the healthy skin for prolonged periods, as it can be burning and irritating. In France, vinegar is used to aid digestion. French folklore has it that during the plague in the 17th century, a gang of 4 thieves would rob corpses yet never catch the plague themselves, supposedly rubbing a concoction of vinegar and herbs, including garlic, rosemary, sage, and cinnamon, mint, camphor, and more, on the heads and hands protected them. Today the French vinaigre de roi, which is 4 thieves vinegar, has many uses, including as type 2 diabetes treatment and an appetite suppressant. Evidence that it works? Though more research is needed, studies have shown that the vinegar can affect blood sugar levels by delaying the rate at which the stomach empties, which reduces the blood sugar spike after a meal. But if you have type 2 diabetes, talk to your doctor first, as vinegar could drop your blood sugar too low. Vinegar may also prevent overreacting. A small Swedish study found that an individual who consumed vinegar with a meal reported feeling more sated than those who didn't. However, it's best not to drink vinegar straight. Its acidity could damage the tooth and enamel. Instead, add 1 or 2 tablespoons to water or tea. Germany. Marigolds are used for inflammation. Not only do Germans use marigolds, called Calendula, as a tropical treatment for insect bites, acne, and dry skin, but they also have their own recipe for balms. Popular formulas including combining the flowers with warm pork fat, petroleum jelly, beeswax, or olive oil, and allowing the mixture to steep for a day or more. Evidence that it works. High levels of antioxidants in the dried petals help prevent infection and reduce cell damage caused by the free radicals. For those people with venous leg ulcers who had or were treated with Calendula ointment or saline solution, dressings have the marigold infused treatment help ulcer heal faster. Laboratory and animal research has also shown that flowers contain anti-inflammatory and antimicrobial components, and that would lead to healing the wounds by helping them form new blood vessels and tissues. Netherlands. Now this I've never heard of. The licorice for the sore throat. Licorice-based candies called droppies are as Dutch as wooden shoes, but while few farmers still wear wooden shoes, everybody still eats droppies, especially in the winter. They come in all shades of brown and black and can be sweet or salty. Evidence that it works? 2013, a randomized double-blind study of 236 people in the Medical University of Vienna found that the patients who gargled with a licorice solution before being intubated for surgery had fewer sore throats afterwards. I'm getting tongue-tied. Hold on a second. I knew that was coming. In Finland, they have a sauna for circulations. Now, saunas are a way of life in Finland. In a country of 5.5 million people, there are estimated 3.2 million saunas. Now, last year, UNESCO added Finnish saunas to the list of intangible cultural heritage markers, not bad for 150-degree Fahrenheit and higher room designed to make you sweat. Evidence that it works? Well, Finnish research published in JAMA Internal Medicine in 2015 showed that sitting in a sauna 2 or 3 times a week lowered the risk of dying from any cause by 24%. Another study showed that by 15 minutes in a sauna a day helps ease, I'll say it in a minute, helps ease, I can't even find where I lost my place at. Oh, it's one of those days. Helps ease. Sorry, I'm so out of it right now. I just sneezed and it's like, oh goodness, my nose wants to fill up again. Uh, Mild depression. There we go. And sauna newbies should start with 5 or 10 minutes to 20 minutes is the maximum. If you have heart disease or high or low blood pressure, speak to your doctor about whether a sauna is safe. I was looking for the video that I just shot a few minutes ago because I'm going to reshoot it again because I didn't like the way I sounded in it. I sounded bitter and I don't want to sound bitter, so I apologize for that, and I'm going to reshoot how was my day after this. Anyway, sorry. Number 6. Slovenia. St. John's wort to soothe the skin. St. John's wort is a plant with yellow flowers that native to Europe and other parts of the world. Slovens mix it with olive oil to treat the sunburn, insect bites, and bruises. Evidence it works? Well, a 2010 Uranian randomized double-blind clinical trial of 144 published in the Journal of Alternative and Complementary Medicine showed that those who had undergone cesarean sections and applied St. John's wort ointment 3 times a day for 16 days had improved wound healing and less pain and scarring for those in the placebo and control groups. Animal studies out of Turkey in the past few years have shown that the plant heals wounds and burns. Rats treated with topical St. John's wort 4 times a day experienced more rapid healing than those who were not. In Spain, olive oil to soften earwax. Spain produces more olive oil than any other country in the world. Among the non-culinary uses for the Spanish and others, warm it and use it to dissolve the earwax. Evidence that it works? A University of Southampton review of 26 clinical trials found that the earwax softeners, including olive oil, are effective and side effects are rare. Nevertheless, it's recommended that you check with your doctor before attempting self-treatment on ear issues. Number 8. Brazil. They use Marcella for cough. Now, Marcella, which is Acrolein saturioides, is a plant in the daisy family. Brazilians steep it to make a bitter tea. Evidence it works? A review of several studies published in 2014, the Brazilian Journal of Pharmacy found that the Marcella appears to be an antispasmodic and it relieves coughs. 9 and 10. Well, it's Mexico. Archaea for bruising and aloe vera for burns. The Arnica, Arnica, from the sunflower family is sometimes called a mountain daisy and is popular anti-inflammatory in Mexico. Now, for burns, Mexicans have long turned to aloe, or Sibilia in Spanish, which grows in the wild there. Evidence that it works? Well, a 2013 review of 174 people with hand arthritis found that the Arnica gel improved their pain and function in their hand as effectively as the ibuprofen gel. And the Arnica can be poisonous, so it should not be taken by mouth. A review of the 4 studies from Asia published in the Journal of Burns concluded that the gel inside the aloe leaves can accelerate the healing and the minor burns several days after the conventional medication. Number 11. Malaysia. Papaya for digestive health. Now, tropical papayas are very popular in Southeast Asia, and so popular in Malaysia that they are an unofficial national fruit. They are also prized and aid to digestion for everything from an upset stomach to constipation to food poisoning. Evidence it works? Well, a study from Ogafani Olalu University in Nigeria, published in the Journal of Medicinal Foods, found that the papaya fights the intestinal parasites. When researchers gave a papaya seed preparation to children who tested positive for intestinal parasites, it was shown to have antimicrobial bacterial activity and treated parasitic infections without harmful side effects. A double-blind placebo controlled the trial published in the journal Neuroendocrine Letters in 2013 showed that the volunteers with digestive complaints such as bloating, the constipation, had a significant improvement after ingesting a papaya bulb supplement. The fruit is also rich in vitamin C and high in water, the fiber content which regulates bowel activity. Number 12. In New Zealand, Manuka honey for almost anything. Now, for centuries, the Maora community of the New Zealand has relied on the leaves of the bark of the Manuka tree, which is native to New Zealand, and sometimes called a tea tree, for its antibacterial and wound-healing properties. Today, Kiwis are using Manuka honey to boost their immune system and for more specific ailments such as sore throats, general inflammation. Manuka's curative properties have become so highly touted that there's a thriving industry for fake Manuka honey. The genuine product is labeled UMF, the unique Manuka factor. Evidence it works. Research at the Cardiff University showed that components of Manuka honey can stimulate immune cells, increasing our ability to fight bacteria and viruses, especially effective in a strain of Streptococcus. Now, other studies have shown that its anti-mutagenic, antioxidant, and the anti-inflammatory qualities may improve dental health, and they help prevent some and treat some cancers. Australia has eucalyptus oil, and it clears your sinuses. If you ever walk through a eucalyptus grove on a sunny or on a rainy day, you know that the tree gives off a distinctive, almost medicinal scent. The tree is native to Australia, where its oil is first used to alleviate nasal congestion and other mild respiratory ailments. Aussies are using a few drops to steam hot water and inhale the fumes when they have a cold. Its common ingredient is over-the-counter cough drops. Evidence it works. In a randomized double-blind trial of 152 people published in Laryngoscope in 2009, German researchers found that main component of eucalyptus oil is 1,8-cinnol, or eucalyptol, was effective and safe for treating sinusitis, helping clear mucus and nasal blockages. A South Korean study published in 2016 found that the essential oils, including the 1,8-cinnol, alleviated symptoms of respiratory disease and inflammation. Of 54 people aged 20 to 60, those who inhaled the oils for 5 minutes twice daily over 7 days had a better sleep versus those who inhaled a placebo. Don't ingest eucalyptus oil, though, and avoid applying it directly to your skin. If it's even diluted, it could still cause irritation. Healing stories from the editors. In addition to pinpointing popular remedies in their home countries, Reader's Digest editors shared some of their memories about them. Luis Eduardo Pineda from Mexico City. I played basketball when I was a kid, and sometimes my fingers would get painfully bruised. My mother would rub them with an Narcissia balm, and in a few days the bruising would be gone. Teniera Vieira, Rio Grande do Sul, Brazil. When we were kids, if we had a cough, my grandmother would whip 1 egg yolk with sugar, and then it whitened, combined with a mixture with a cup of Marcella tea, so it tasted so good that my sister and cousins and I used to pretend that we were coughing just so she would give it to us. Paul Robert, Amsterdam. When I was a child, the best thing about having a cold was that I would get a whole bag of droppies. Once I gave them to an American friend who just told me they tasted as terrible as raw herring and smoked eel, and that I'd given her earlier. Bonnie Monday from Toronto. When my husband got food poisoning while traveling in Malaysia, we didn't have any medicine for tummy troubles, but the hotel manager advised eating a ripe papaya. An hour or two before my husband ate it, he even felt so much better. So I guess that stuff works. And then there's a thing about how is Mother Earth still single? She's natural, well-rounded, magnetic, thick in some places, hardcore, always down and another round, worldly, getting hotter by the decade. Items borrowed from My Dating Profile, Sarah K. Runnels at McSweeney's.net. Okay, moving forward. Is it that time? It is that time. We're going to do some word power. I'm going to grab a piece of paper here. I'm going to read off the words. Read off first here. It says the Genius section for the Reader's Digest. Number your paper 1 to 15, people. So that's what I'm going to do with you right now. We're going to take this together. Number it off to 15. It says word power. What do fettuccine, football, grasshoppers, and carryols all have in common? If you think you're seeing double, you're right. Each of those words contain two sets of repeated letters, as all do the words this month. Will your answers be errorless? Don't be embarrassed to turn the page for the answers. Okay, well, before we turn the page for the answers, we got to take the test. And no, it's not that test I sung about here a few weeks ago. The test is by Sarah Chassé. Buccaneer. It's a noun. Buccaneer. Is it A, an early settler, B, a pirate, or C, a bullfighter? You know, they say on here that it's two sets of repeated letters and all the words this month. Because to me it sounds like it could be A, an early settler, but it also could be a pirate. Just throwing that out there. Number 2. Terrazzo. And that's a noun, spelled Terrazzo. Is it A, a mosaic flooring, B, a seasoned pork, or C, a public square? Terrazzo. I don't know. I mean, that could be either A or C, I would think. But let's just see here. Third one. Heedless. It's an adjective. Spelled Heedless. Now, it's either A, outgoing, B, inconsiderate, or C, unselfish. Heedless. A, outgoing, B, inconsiderate, or C, unselfish. Now the fourth one. Moo. Now I like that one. Muu, and it's a noun. This is kind of cute. Is it A, a sweetheart, B, a wild ox, or C, a loose dress? Again, is it A, a sweetheart, B, a wild ox, or C, a loose dress? This one reminds me of Grandma, because she would wear these house coats around the house that snap down the front. Kind of give you a hint there. 5. Settee. And it's a noun. It's spelled Sttee. Is it A, a placemat, B, a sofa, or C, a tennis match? Well, I don't believe it's a placemat. And I do not believe it's a tennis match, so I'm going to go with B. Oh, I like this one. Hippogriff. It's a noun. And it's spelled Hippogriff. Is it A, a mythical animal, B, an early automobile, or C, a complainer? I think that's going to be C. Now, here we go with the seventh number one. Bassoon, and it's spelled Bassoon. It's a noun. Is it A, a court gesture, B, a woodwind instrument, or C, a hunting dog? A, a court gesture, B, a woodwind instrument, or C, a hunting dog? Number 8, skidoo, and it's a verb, spelt Skiddoo. Skidoo. Is it A, joke around, B, tap dance, or C, depart? Skidoo. Okay, I don't think it would be a tap dance. And I'm pretty sure it's not a joke around. So I'm going to go with the other one. Depart. Number 9. Guerrilla. And it's a noun spelt Guerrilla. Is it A, a large monkey, B, an outlaw soldier, or C, a grilled pita? Now, I know some of you are probably thinking it's going to be the large monkey, but it's not spelt that way. Okay? So it's either going to be B, an outlaw soldier, or C, a grilled pitta. So I'm going to say it's B. Number 10. Milliwatt. It's a noun. Is it Millwatt? That's the way it's spelled. Now, is it A, a tooth whitener, B, a unit of power, or C, an earthworm? Milliwatt. Number 11. Abyss. And it's spelled Abbess. It's a noun. Is it A, deep wound, B, a convenient leader, or C, a grand estate? A deep wound, B, a convenient leader, or C, a grand estate? Number 12. Fuddy-duddy. Oh, I like that one. It's a noun. And it's F-U-H-D-E-E-D-U. Oh, I'm reading the pronunciation. Forget that. Let's read how it's spelled on the book. Fuddy-duddy. F-U-D-D-Y -Y. F-U-D-D-Y -D-U-D-D-Y. It's a noun. Is it A, an old-fashioned person, B, a stick candy, or C, a mock turtleneck? And number 13. Lessee. It's a noun. It's spelled L-E-S-S-E-E. Is it A, a free trial, B, a rope trick, or C, a renter? A free trial, B, a rope trick, or C, a renter? 14. Oh, this one's weird. Kookaburra. It's a noun. K-O-O-K-A-B-U-R-R-A. Is it A, a vegetable stew, B, a giant oak tree, or C, an Australian bird? Again, A, a vegetable stew, B, a giant oak tree, or C, an Australian bird? And the final one. Riff-raff. It's a noun. R-I-F-F-R-A-F-F. Is it A, questionable character, B, expert surfer, C, fishing fanatic? Again, A, questionable character, B, expert surfer, or C, fishing fanatic? Now we're going to go to the answers. We're going to read them off together, and I'm going to read off here what I have down, and we're going to have fun with this. Okay. It says home of the triple double. Even more than rare words as double letters are those that have 3 pairs of doubles. You'll find a few of them on the map of the U.S. Many of the indigenous origin. There's Tallahassee, Kissimmee, Florida, Chattahoochee River in Mississippi, and the Grand Champion, Goodlettsville, Tennessee. Now your word power answers. Now the first one was buccaneer. It is B, a pirate. After the raid, the band of the buccaneers divvied up their loot. B is the answer, and I got it right. Thank you, Lord. 2. Terrazzo is A, a mosaic flooring. Tamara installed cheery green and white terrazzo in the guest bathroom. I got it right. Number 3. Heedless is B, inconsiderate. How can you be so heedless of my feelings? Diego asked, looking heartbroken. So again, 3 is B. 4. Moo is that loose dress. While visiting Maui, I bought 2 flower pattern moo-moos, and that's C. Number 5 is a settee, is also a sofa. Yes, that's B. Our dog Harpo likes to nap on the vintage settee despite having a bed of his own. So let's review the first 5, which I got right. Thank you. That would be 1B, 2A, 3B, 4C, 5B. Now the next 5. Number 6. Ooh, I got it wrong. That is a hippogriff. And that's a mythical animal. According to legend, a hippogriff has the front half of an eagle and the hind half of a horse. So that should be A. I had put down C, so sorry about that. 7. And if I got this wrong, I needed to go back to school, and I was in the band, so I knew this one. Bassoon. B. Woodwind instrument. Erica is the only bassoon player in her high school orchestra. Got it right. Yay. Okay, number 8. Skidoo is to depart. C. Oh, I got it right, thank God. I'd love to stay and chat, but I have to skidoo, Amos said as he left. Gorilla. Now remember, I gave you that hint. It was not the animal. It's B, the outlaw soldier. Oh, I got it right too. Yay. The guerrilla leader hatched a plot to overthrow the government. Number 10, milliwatt. That is a unit of power. B. And the milliwatt is equal to 1/1000th of a watt, not enough to give off much light. So let's review these 5 answers. 6 is A. 7 is B. 8 is C. 9 is B. And 10 is B. Okay. 11 is B. A convent leader. Abyss. The younger nuns look to their abyss for guidance. 12. Fuddy-duddy. That's A, an old-fashioned person. Call me a fuddy-duddy all you like, but I'm still not getting a smartphone. That's A. 13. Lessee, and that's C, is a renter. Per the contract, the apartment lessee pays the cable bill. 14. Kookaburra. That's C, the Australian bird. The kookaburra calls sounds like a fiendish laughter. C. And 15 is A. Riffraff is a questionable character. Mom says that in her day, people who got tattoos were considered to be a total riffraff. Now your letters are 11 is a B, 12 is an A, 13 is a C, 14 is a C, and 15 is an A. And how many did I miss? Only 1. So that means, let's see, I am peerless. If you got 9 and below, you're committed. 10 to 12 is successful, and 13 to 15 is peerless. We've got 1 more paperclip to go in this book. Then I'm going to reshoot How Was My Day, because I was too negative. Photo finish. Your funniest caption. It's got a little boy in his diaper, and he's got the dishwasher open with all of these dishes in there. The Maytag repairman, the early years, Wyndham Kendall from Holbrook, New York, is the winner. The running up was long skeptical of the dish running away with a spoon story. Joey decided to investigate their disappearance himself. Nina Deal from Oak Park, Illinois. And the final one was I've Got a Full Load, Donna Gardner from Burnsville, Minnesota. Thank you for joining me for April 2021 of Reader's Digest. There's many more stories. Be sure to pick up this magazine. You won't regret it. I had a fun time doing that Reader's Digest test of word power with you, as I always do. Thank you for tuning in tonight, and I've got to reshoot How Was Your Day, Bombshell, and thank you.